What's happening, Red? Welcome back to the channel. Gonna start making these videos a lot more often. I do miss them, but I also sometimes feel like, I don't know, making videos just on my own aren't the greatest way to express my concern, so to speak. But at the same time, I enjoy them because I've got nobody to answer to. So yeah, I've been a bit lacking on the YouTube front, in all honesty. But things are going to be picking up soon. Got some big plans for the channel. We've obviously got a great viewership, obviously on all social media platforms. So I'm going to start. I've got some things in the pipeline, a few financial barriers, but if we break those barriers, big things potentially coming to the channel. But yeah, we are on the back of a 7th win in the Premier League. 7 wins out of 8 in the Premier League. Still at the top of the Premier League. Looking good, going under the radar, which I like. Don't like anybody talking about us being title contenders, the ones to beat. I like the fact that they keep on talking about Man City and Arsenal, to be honest. But today, I wanted to talk about Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Virgil van Dijk. If you do follow me on Twitter, X, you'll know that I put a tweet up the other day, basically suggesting that I haven't really been on social media on the top of the cop front, just because things like that, things like what the video is about today, just they take too much of my mental capacity to read rumours of them going, to read rumours of them signing, to do this, to do that. And I know that's all part of the fun in certain aspects, but I also think this, like, transfer rumours is one thing. This is about losing 3 of our best ever football players of all time in one transfer window. And that's kind of what I wanted to address today. Not this person looks like he's going to sign, this person he doesn't. We can see all those rumours online, and at the moment, even the ones linking Trent away, they're all rumours. They're just obviously, journalists making assumptions. What it looks like, yeah, it does look like he's not signed. So at the moment, they're going to go 6 months, 8 months in advance and say, yeah, he's going. It's because that makes most sense. And then when he does go, or if he doesn't go, they can all go, we told you this last year. That's all it is. So I don't take any of that. I take all that with a pinch of salt, if I'm being honest with you. But let's just look at the facts. As I said, I've got a little thing over here. Just easier for me to consult that while I'm speaking to you. So obviously Liverpool, top of the league. Well, obviously the Nottingham Forest game is even more frustrating when you think about it now, after the run we've been on either side of that, in that, and obviously in the Champions League. But we looked good for our money yesterday against Chelsea. We probably could have scored a few more goals. The one where Curtis Jones's penalty got overturned, I think he chewed on that a bit. If he gets his shot off, we're clear before half time. The foul on Jota, by the way, don't care what anyone says, Colwiller's not catching him, so that was a bit of a downside, but we won. Brilliant. Curtis Jones looked great, absolutely fantastic. The players all look good. Szoboszlai looked angry, looked brilliant. But as I say, yesterday's performance against a Chelsea team who, by the way, have come into some form themselves, and and if they keep on playing the way they play, they'll be challenging for the top 4. 100%. Before the season, I didn't think they'd have a chance, but they look good for their money yesterday. So to beat them, regardless if it's at home, I think it's a massive scalp for us when we go on. But as I say, that is more of an insight of why the Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk and Salah situation needs to be nipped in the bud. And we're going to just discuss that today in the best way I can, without getting irate, and just try and keep a level head about it. So firstly, the Van Dijk situation, by the sounds of it, he wants to sign a new contract. From what, obviously, the way he gets asked in the press, he talks positively. He talks in a positive light regarding Liverpool. He doesn't say derogatory things like, "Oh, well, we'll see what's happened at the end of the season." He says it in a way as if, like, I love the club, and let's hopefully we get things done. Perfect. Mo Salah's situation's a bit difficult. We don't really see him talking about it. He doesn't do many interviews, so he doesn't really get asked about it. But I must admit, I think Mo Salah still wants to stay in the Premier League. I don't think he's ready to go over to Saudi Arabia at the age of 31, 32 and start playing football there. I still think, I've always said it, in fact, before he signed his other contract, Mo Salah can play in the Premier League till he's 35. He is so fit and physically astute with the way he keeps himself healthy. There is no reason why he can't go on into his obviously late 30s and then get the pay rise and get the payday, in Saudi, because at 35, 36, he's still going to be good enough to play up front for someone like that, in Saudi, and he's going to make the mega bucks. So I also think Salah will probably be, let's just say, obsessed with breaking down Premier League records. So there was one that cropped up yesterday on Sky where he's now in the top 10 of all time Premier League goal scorers, and by the looks of the goal tally, I haven't got them in front of me so I can't show you, but if I do get it, I'll put a screenshot on screen now. And basically, if he stayed at Liverpool for another 2 or 3 seasons and he was still scoring 20 minimum goals a season, he can get into that top 5, maybe even top 3, depending on how well he does now. And I think those type of situations are going to want him to stay in the Premier League. Now, the only issue is, which we discussed prior to Salah signing his last contract, is he worth it going into his 30s? And he's shown, given boatloads of more money, it didn't get to his head. It really didn't. I must admit, I may have shown concerns at one point. Is it worth it? That might have only been because we were in a better situation. We had Firmino, we had Mane, we had Salah. There was a rumour of Mane or Salah were going. The fan base were, split on Mane and Salah. I must admit, at one point, I wanted Mane to say, and there was little things, you'll have seen me tweets back in the day, there was things with Salah's game that I didn't like. There's lack of passing and things. But I also think that's grown and it's evolved. I think now he's getting into his 30s. He can still go past people. He can still be in the right place at the right time. He can still score loads of goals. But his passing, look at his assist for Curtis Jones last night. Unbelievable. And he's evolving his game. So he's made my concerns. He's eased my concerns in that sense. So the question is Salah worth? So let's just say, is he on 350 a week? Is Salah worth 350 again for another 2 or 3 seasons? 100%. He has shown all that money that he's getting hasn't affected his game. He's not down tools. He's striving to break records. He still wants to win massive trophies. The thing is with Salah, he's in the same brackets as Messi and Ronaldo in the sense of determination. People will argue those two are above everybody else, and rightly so. But for attitude towards the game, Mo Salah is probably third in that list. There is no way that you could throw £1 million a week at him and he would still perform on the pitch. You throw £1 million at the likes of Neymar and Mbappe, I think they start to get a bit comfy and take the foot off the gas. That's not Mo Salah, so he's 100% worth an extension for 350. Now the question is, if he was to leave, how much money would we spend on his replacement? No matter who we get in the world, no one's going to be as good as Mo Salah at the moment. It would be a case of signing someone young, letting them integrate into the team, like the way we did with Diaz, the way we are with Gakpo, and eventually hoping that they will become a world-class star. But there's no guarantees on that at all. So, do you let Mo Salah go because you don't want to give him either 350 or maybe even £400,000 a week, an extra 50k a week? And then you got potentially either go and spend 30 to 50 million on a player who's going to take years to get up to Salah's level, if he gets up to Salah's level, or going even bigger because you're getting outpriced because people know the Salah's gone and you've got a big massive void to fill, so you could get charged more. Is he worth that investment? And it's hands down, business sense wise, ridiculous if FSG do not extend Salah's contract. He's shown money's no object. He will still perform. Look at his stats this season. I've got them here just to my left. So in the Premier League, we played 8 matches. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in 8, right? Champions League, he's played 2 matches. He's got a goal and assist. So overall, we've played 10 games. He's got 6 goals, 6 assists. Regardless of age, and obviously maybe what FSG are looking at, age-wise and things, his contribution is still invaluable to Liverpool. It's irreplaceable. There's no one even in our current team, for as good as Luis Diaz has been doing, there's no one in our team that can put out the numbers that Mo Salah can, year in, year out. He's not bad for a one-season wonder, I'll put it that way. And as I say, you will be able to go through the Top of the Cop Twitter feed and you'll see me pissed off with Salah at one point over the years, annoyed at certain things that he does. But I'll tell you right now, he has evolved as a football player. The last contract shows he's ready to... He's ready to even go further again. He will want to break records. And the only issue I've got is if he's not ready to go to Saudi and Liverpool aren't willing to, well, don't say Liverpool, FSG aren't willing to pay him, if he wants to stay in the Premier League, he'll have suitors. Arsenal and Man City will throw money at him to stay. Now, you'd like to think that Salah wouldn't do that, but there's always that worry that he goes, hang on, I don't want to leave. I want to play in the Premier League. It's the best league in the world. I want to play in the Champions League. I don't want to go to Saudi yet. I'm not ready for that. So Liverpool need to make that decision, and if they don't, I'm worried about it, to be honest, and that's one concern. So Van Dijk, as I said before, hopefully that's just a case of going, again, like Salah, he may be in his 30s, but he's still the best centre-back on the planet. Currently, at the moment, him and Konate are probably the best centre-back pairing in the Premier League to date. The best start they've made. Konate being fit is a massive, obviously a massive plus for Virgil van Dijk as well, because those two, when they have played, they look unstoppable. They're a brick wall. So is Van Dijk? So you see plaudits. Oh, Van Dijk's getting old now. Liverpool might want to spend the money. Get rid of him, but then what? Got Kwanzaa. Love Kwanzaa. He's going to be a great centre back, but in 3 or 4 years, he's got to get to that stage of Van Dijk. He's not ready to fill in his shoes, and I wouldn't be happy with a foreign player coming in, regardless of how good they are. Day dot, Van Dijk goes at the end of the season, and he's just our left centre back. Could have a left centre back. Could be amazing on paper. Could go get injured. Could have an issue. There's no transition there. Then Kwanzaa's thrown in, and then all of a sudden, we're short on centre backs. So to not re-sign Van Dijk at least for 2 seasons and then again evaluate it to still if he's still got the legs after that is ludicrous to me. Right, now the big one. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now I must admit my concerns over this one are a lot more worrying than the Van Dijk and Salah one. The Van Dijk and Salah one, they can sort out if they just pull their finger out and give the players what they want. And when I say give them what they want, they're not asking for ludicrous amounts of money where they want double wages. They're probably just asking for an increase or somewhere around the same. And as I said, for the replacement costs, it makes business sense. But the issue is with the Trent one. We've always known that Trent AlexanderArnold is the best modern day right back in the world. Okay, there's no one in world football. Hakimi won at one point, but obviously he's playing in France now. If he moves, he needs to move somewhere big and prove himself. So for me, that's a non-factor. But apart from him, I can't. There's no. Well, and before Reece James got injured, I suppose he was talked about as being a modern day fullback. But apart from that, Trent is head and shoulders above every single right back, fullback on the planet. And the issue we've got with him is I don't know if he wants to stay or if he doesn't. So you look at it both ways. From a Liverpool point of view, Liverpool fan, born and bred, going to be the captain when Van Dijk eventually retires. If not, maybe even sooner. Maybe that's a little sweet part where you become the captain. I don't know. Like when Hippier handed it to Gerrard, stayed. We don't know. In an ideal scenario, you'd probably be like, well, he's a Liverpool fan. He's from Liverpool. He wants to stay, like Gerrard. But the other side of it is he's had that many haters from media, from rival fans, from an England aspect. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of Liverpool fans be going, fuck all them. Concentrate on Liverpool. There might be a part of him that just goes, I've won everything with Liverpool, and I know that I'm better than what the respect that I'm getting from from the media and from pundits. Do I go and play in the best, knowing I'm the best right back in the world? Do I go and fit seamlessly into the best team on the planet, join me mate Bellingham, and enjoy a massive pay rise in the sun? And I'll be honest, that would be a hard decision to make for him. So the issue with this one is I'm not sure if he wants to stay or not. If he does want to stay, which we'd all like to think, then FSG, again, like the other two, just need to pick up the cash. If Trent at the end of the season left and it was over 100 grand, let's just say, I don't even know what Trent's on. Let's just say Trent's on 200, 250 grand now. Let's just say Trent wants 350, 400, like Salah, like Van Dijk. He's at the age now, 26, is he? 26 years old, prime of his life. It's got to the point now where even on an England aspect, he's been given his chance and he's got man of the match in, I think, every single game that he's played under Lee Carsley, or since the Euros anyway. He's won every man of the match. And now, I can't remember who it was, but someone tweeted, we need new haters because all the haters have turned into fans. And it struck a chord with me. You're now seeing England fans and rival fans giving Trent Alexander-Arnold the respect that he deserves. They're starting to acknowledge what he brings to the game. So he's now got the plaudits. He's now getting all that. He's now getting in the England squad. For me, that's massive, because that might be one of the reasons that he could potentially be thinking, I just want to leave to go to Real Madrid. We thought it was Trent buttering up with Bellingham, but by the looks of it, it's Bellingham buttering up Trent to come to Real Madrid. Now, taking all those things into consideration, taking that, it could, with a couple of them, it could be FSG stumbling block. It could be Trent wanting to go, but Liverpool wanting to stay. It could be a stumbling block. Everything could be a stumbling block on wages. To lose Van Dijk, Salah and Trent, our captain, our vice-captain, and probably Salah is another vice-captain if Trent wasn't on the pitch, the core of our team, probably the three best players in their positions, to a certain extent, in world football, without a doubt. To lose those three in one window would be so incompetent of FSG. And I laugh at FSG out. I really do. I think from what we were and from what we are now, from before they took over, anyone saying FSG out over transfers and stuff like that, I laugh at it. It's pathetic. But let's just say all three of those players leave in the summer. And let's just say, hypothetically, we go and replace Van Dijk with, I don't know, let's say we went out and got Ruben Diaz from Man City. He wanted to leave. He replaced Van Dijk. Or Saliba, top defender replacement. Salah's replacement. Let's go on the off chances. Oh yes, Saka, Rodrigo, whatever. Perfect replacement, world class, younger. Oh, what great business. Trent leaves. Liverpool go and get Hakimi. Again, money no object. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, what a window. Doesn't matter that we lost them three players. Wrong. Because it absolutely does. Because we could sign the best players in those three positions to replace them. But there's no guarantee that those are going to perform. There's no guarantee on anything. And for such a massive oversight by FSG, I would have to agree. FSG have not got the best interests of Liverpool at heart. It just and you know what? It's hard for me to say that, because I know on social media people throw FSG around willy-nilly. People, obviously, people I speak to regarding the podcast and online and that, they look at, I know they look at them and just think they're pathetic, but it would be so business, from a business point, to lose them three players. It's just catastrophic. And the thing is, they knew 3 years ago, when these three players had contracts, that they were all ending at the same time. The best centre-back on the planet, the best right-winger in world football, and the best right-back at the prime of his career now. They knew that all three of them were leaving, and they didn't try and extend, let's just say, Van Dijk's contract last season for 2 years. So then, if all three of them were leaving one window next year, like a year after each other, and we got to someone to, that'd be perfect. The integration would be absolutely perfect. But we're talking about losing the three best players in their positions, three captains, in one window. It's just absolutely fucking ludicrous. I can't get my head around it. And if it happens, as I say, regardless of who we sign, I'm on the bandwagon. I don't want FSG in charge of Liverpool anymore. I know that people may look at that and go, "Oh, look at this idiot talking about." But where I'm coming from is, regardless if Liverpool went and win the league the year after, yeah, it'll look great on a slot. I'll get the plaudits of, reshaping the players and that. But from a business point of view, from FSG, it's absolutely ludicrous, regardless of who we sign. And let's just say they don't put their hands in the pockets as much at them, in recent years. I know when we obviously sold Coutinho, we spent big money. We spent big money on Darwin Núñez. But lately, I've noticed there's been a little bit of a, let's just say it's been a bit quiet. But yeah, that's my concerns in a nutshell. It really is. I can't think of anything off the top of my head to add to this. And, I've done it all in one take. So hopefully you can tell this has just come straight off the, straight from the heart, 100%. Everything I've said today, I've been building up because, as I said, on social media, it was like, I don't want to address it. If I don't address it, it won't happen. It'll disappear. But then there was something in me. I got up this morning, I grabbed a cup of tea, and I just thought, I wasn't even planning on doing this. I just thought to myself, I'm going to have to just get it out there, get me view over. But hopefully there's a lot of people also in the same boat. They've been trying to forget about it, just watch the football, get on with it. But if this isn't addressed by Christmas and we go into January with all three of them in the last 6 months of their contracts, it's failure from a business point of view for FSG. If one or two sign, yeah, we'll be gutted to see the third go. Let's just say Van Dijk and Salah re-sign. Fantastic. Trent leaves. Be devastated. Absolutely devastated. But at least we're not losing all three in one window. Again, if Trent and Salah stayed and Van Dijk went, or, again, we'll be devastated if one of the key components go. And then, do you know what? And what I'll end on, I know a lot of people will go, Liverpool Football Club are bigger than when Torres left, when Suarez left. 100%. But we lost one player. The rebuild in midfield, when we lost basically all three of our main midfielders, was from a Klopp point of view a masterclass. We cannot go into January with nothing being sorted. We really can't. Because even if we was going to replace them all with players, let's face it, teams will be charging double for any player that we were interested in, because one, they'd have to be world class to replace those three players, and two, they're going to come with the premium because they know that we're desperate for them. So let's hope not long after this video, I don't think I can go through Christmas waiting, I'll be honest. Let's hope not long after this video something comes out. I'd like to think if one resigns, especially out of Van Dijk and Salah, the other does. I would like to think that is the case, that they've all kind of just been dotting the I's and crossing the T's with them. Let's hope, Reds, because I can't go through the next 6 to 8 months trying to have the mental capacity of watching Liverpool trying to win a league, trying to go far in the Champions League, and worrying about our three main players. Anyway, that is it. I think I've got it off my chest. What I want to know is in the comments, and any of you, like me, have any of you been worrying, keeping yourself to yourself, not talking about it, hoping it goes away? Is this any of this? Is the way I feel relate anything with yous? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know down in the comments below on things like, if we were to lose one of them, which one would you prefer to lose? Replacements. But hopefully you all agree we can't lose all three. Anyway, that is it for the video. As I said at the beginning, hopefully going to bring some more of this content as well as the matchday vlogs. The next one, I think, is the Champions League, so I think the next home game's Leverkusen, so we'll have a match vlog for that. But as I say, few financial things. Once they're in place, there'll be big things coming to the channel. Bigger production, big announcements, hopefully by January. But yeah, that is it for the video. If you did like it, comment, subscribe. See you later, Reds.